Hi, welcome to Mark Bajewski YouTube channel. What an interesting day it's been today. What I noticed on mainstream media is there's an influx of attacks against something that we love and work with daily. Interestingly enough, about 10 years ago, and through that 10 years, 9, 8, 7 years, 6 years, 5 years, there was an attack also on something very, very profound, which is the alternative health industry. It was called Codex, and basically the mainstream, which is the pharmaceutical industry, all tied up together with government and all of these people who are making trillions of dollars on sickness, realized that people were turning to alternative medicine, on alternative ways of healing themselves, because they realized that they were just getting more and more ill by what they were taking from the mainstream science. So when a company is threatened by other people, they're gonna defend themselves, and in way of defending yourself normally is to attack and to ridicule and mock and to stop your opponent, basically, because they're going to steal your business, and we don't want that to happen. And that's the deep and dark side to this business world we live in. It's very difficult to work alongside somebody and be happy together. Actually, that's not true. There's a lot of businesses work alongside each other and benefit very well. I'll give you for instance, I was in the antique industry for many years, and we all realized that if we were all on the same road and we all had shops next to each other, that antique dealers, shippers and public would all come because we're all in one place. And of course, antiques are very individual. So if I had, let's say, a Victorian flip-top table, nobody else would probably have that particular one, because they're all handmade and they're all different parts of the years when they were made, who made them. So antique industry worked well together. So that was one thing. Anyway, skipping back to the industry that I'm talking about, which is the industry that attacks and protects itself by any means necessary. They are such a wealthy industry that they can afford to employ bogus scientists, as we know right now. They can afford to employ God complex doctors who are happy to sell their soul. They can employ the government, the officials, the whips, the lords, all of those people who make new laws. So they can bribe these people. And they do it because they want to protect their interest, their product. Simple. That's how it works. It's always worked like that. It's just like war, really. They're just in a war to have more. Well, alternative is to help, share, give, and to share information which is non-evasive, of course. The reaction to anything alternative is normally natural and healing, and the reaction is very, very profound in a positive way. So you can't really say that it's a bad thing. Worst case scenario is they use this expression, snake oil, so that you're selling they're selling rubbish because it hasn't been proven, right? This is how they get away with it. That's the worst case. But now, right now, today, in, I believe it was the Huffington Post, I think, you'll have to check it out, I'll put the link below, but it was a news article, and I was waiting for it. Here we go, okay? They first started with it by way of maybe a year ago, by attacking, and I'll tell you what it is now, it's attacking crystals. And basically the headline is that science, here we go, as soon as you say science, that's it, that's enough for me. You mean religion, science, religion, that's what you're talking about. And that's paid for, they're paid for, those people, totally bought and paid for, because no science will ever spend 5 to 10 years studying crystals, because nobody will pay them, because crystal healers and crystal sellers aren't interested about the science because they know they're beautiful and they work. They don't need science to back up what millions of people are saying every day, that a crystal helps. I've been in the industry now, and I call it my life path, for, most of you know, a decade and a half. Now, in that decade and a half, do you honestly think that I would work with something that doesn't work on my clients? Seriously. So, if you want a science, what is science? I'll tell you what science is. It's somebody who goes to work and looks at a petri dish and squirts in and does these things every day and then goes back home. That's what a scientist is, right? Okay, it might be a little bit more complicated than that, but what they do is they keep looking at the reaction or no reaction to what's happening. And if that doesn't work, they'll try another, and they'll add this in and they'll add that in, and they'll keep working on it. They won't be testing crystals. Why would they test crystals? How can they test crystals? Well, I'll tell you how. There's a guy here, like many people out there, who work every day and have done for 15 years in a room where clients sit down and we take crystals and we place those crystals on clients, whether it's their forehead, their heart, their hands, and we give them their crystals and then we see their reaction, okay? And if their reaction is positive, we go, wow, that's great. I'll start using that and using this crystal and continue. And then I'll try another crystal. And before you know it, you've got 2,000 crystals in your room. And you know which crystal works really well on certain clients. And you can see the benefit from it because your clients tell you. So you don't build a massive clientele up if it doesn't work, right? You don't even need to be a rocket scientist to figure that out. Okay, if you're fully booked and you've got queues of people ringing you up and saying, I need to come for your help because you helped my brother, you helped my sister, you helped my mother, whatever you did, I want you to help me. Okay, so if you've got that every day for a decade and a half, then something is right, and whatever you're doing is right. I am here above any scientist that proclaims that a crystal is just a stone. I will face any scientist at any given moment and sit with them in front of anybody you want, an audience, and let that scientist tell me that a crystal is just a stone. Let's see. I'll put that out there for any scientist to show me your evidence, and I'll show you mine. And I bet mine's bigger than yours. But anyway, guys, all kidding aside, why would the mainstream media at this moment in time all of a sudden spend time and effort and lie blatantly by science? What science? What? Show me your science proof. Show me it. Show me the years of studying crystals and saying, nope, these don't work. There isn't any. I guarantee you, and if there is, they've made it up. But why? That's the interesting thing. Why are they doing it, and why now? I'll tell you why. Because the gangsters, the mafia, the criminals, who are trying to hold up, really hold up with scaffolding, what something's about to collapse on them, because they're realizing that crystals do work, and people are starting to wake up to the fact that crystals are helping them. And that's dangerous, because if people are turning to alternative, the big fat guys who are eating and drinking and in this energy of pure and utter gluttony and greed, who wants more and more, they're going to be scared, because they're going to lose all of that money and all what they've accumulated. So they're going to attack you, and they're going to attack me, and they're going to attack the crystal world. Let me tell you guys, crystals were a beautiful, natural phenomena that occurs in just the right places around the world to help balance the world. As crystals help balance many things, not only technology, but many things in this world. Crystals have been used, because I want to remind you, crystals have been used for millennia. Used, and if you were going to mock crystals and just call them stones, then wouldn't you be mocking every single king who wears them on their crown, every single bishop and pope who has them on their staff, every shaman? Think about it. Think about all the amazing people who work with crystals. The Native Americans. You go on and on and on and on, and they can put one article out there and say they're just stones because science says so. Need I say any more? We are under attack. We are under attack right now by those very greedy and very, very sinister people in this world who don't care for you. And anybody who dares interfere with their criminal industry are going to attack. They're going to mock, and they're going to rip apart in any way they can under the disguise of science. They're going to spend all their days to ridicule, to plant the seed into humanity's brains that crystals are just stones. I don't need to tell you how powerful a crystal is. You already know. But it is very, very interesting right now how they spend their time and effort starting to attack crystals, eh? I'll leave you on one thought. Everything that the MSM says, everything that they promise, everything that they say is correct, everything that they say backed up with science, everything that the WHO says and the government says, all you need to do is turn it the other way around, and you will be far closer to the truth. And that is my measuring stick and my foundation of my path. So when I see them ridiculing crystals, it makes me smile. And it only goes to show how powerful a crystal is. So thank you, Huffington Post, New York. And thank you everybody else who's about to diss the beautiful and magical world and healing properties of crystals that are absolutely amazing. Just on a final note, guys, I used to read for one guy who used to come to me often. Every time he got the chance, he'd fly over from the UK, leave his wife at home, and mess about with a woman here. He used to come for healing and feel really guilty because he didn't know what to do because he'd fallen in love with a beautiful Spanish girl. And it was never my concern. I gave him a healing session. I never give him advice, what he should and shouldn't do. But what was interesting is he always had a crystal around his neck that he got from me. It was interesting. And that man was a politician. It's so interesting what I'm seeing right now. It blows me away. It really does. But we are awakening. We are realizing that everything that is being pushed upon you right now is the most evil spiritual battle that we are in. Be stronger, be wiser, stand back, let the craziness happen around you, but be strong and be wise. Stand back, let it all happen, don't get involved, don't need to scream and shout, just let the madness take its shape and form. be the lighthouse, and have a beautiful day, guys. And I hope your crystals are doing wonderful work for you as they are for me. And I am proud, and I'm here to say I don't know what I'd do without crystals. I really don't. They've made my life so open. They've healed me on so many levels. And through my experiences from thousands of clients, I have seen the change in only positive ways to help them move forward in their life and to create magic in front of them. Now that is something that can never be taken away from my heart and my understanding of crystals. So have a great day, guys. Enjoy your crystals, and thank you for going to markbayerski.com and choosing your authentic crystals, oils and incense. Thank you, guys. I hope you love them as much as I loved working with them. Have a beautiful day. Take care. Bye for now.